Oh, it's very demoralizing and dehumaning. It makes you feel less of a person. Again, I'm struggling with the panic of my livelihood being at risk, fear of failing to provide for my daughter and have the life that I wanted to lead. Embarrassed, insulted because professionally I was a fantastic worker. I could do the job with my hands tied. I mean, stellar performer in my opinion, and my reviews each year reflected that as well. But there was always that one negative about struggling with the weight program. I always passed my PT test. I felt for a bigger person I was fit. I was able to meet the demands and do what I needed to do. But the bottom line is when they do the tape measure and tell you how much body fat percentage you feel kind of defeated, and it's just like fighting a losing battle. We did a helicopter ride with a hike. The hike was no problem for me. The helicopter ride I was extremely excited about until we went to board, in which they weighed everybody because they of course have to make sure that they're underweight for the ride. I end up having to sit smack in the middle of the back of the helicopter while my best friend is up front with a great big window, and I was very resentful and upset because here I am, amateur photographer, wanting to take pictures and see out, and I was fighting tears kind of that whole ride because I wasn't able to sit up front with her and really enjoy it. I lost my grandmother at a young age because of her obesity and diabetes and heart problems. And going through life as it is, my mother is limited in what she can do with my children as a grandmother because of her diabetes and health and weight. I kind of had this forward thought of, I really want to be there for my children when they get older. There's quite an age gap with my kids. I want to be able to keep up with my youngest as well as I did with my oldest, and be there and be an active part of any potential grandchildren's lives. And I felt that I was definitely on a road not to do that if I didn't make a change. I didn't have near as much pain as I was expecting. It almost felt too easy. Did I actually have it? Did it do what it was supposed to do? When you're just sipping those small amounts those first few days, it's hard to really gauge how small your new tool is, or your new tummy pouch. So I was excited and ready to move forward and highly motivated at that point. Cooking and baking is a very integral part of my life and what I do with my family and friends when they come over. I made the mistake of cutting myself off from that world right after the surgery, thinking if I'm not around it, I won't be tempted. And so I would sit in the other room while my husband would be cooking dinner, and I'm smelling it and I'm just getting more and more angry and bitter, and I'm cranky and I'm tired. And finally I kind of said to myself, I'm gonna just cook. I made like a bacon wrapped chicken pesto. But the very act of me just cooking that and doing that for my family and getting back in there and not kind of like closing myself off from that world was enough to trigger me with, okay, this is gonna be okay. Just because I cook it, I don't have to eat it, but I'm still not missing out because I'm a part of that. And then of course, as you adapt to the lifestyle and the ketosis and getting your protein and your fluids, you start feeling better. And each day I would say I got more and more energy. I watched the scale go down. Each day left me feeling a little bit more victorious and comfortable with my choice. I'm extremely happy, probably for the first time in my life, with maybe all facets of it. Coming from where I've come from, I'm extremely content where I'm at, and all around that affects my energy level, my mood. Having struggled with issues with depression, miles away from where I used to be, I'm quite happy where I'm at. If you're ready to make changes and do something for yourself, and you're ready to commit for the long haul, stick with it. It's well worth it. It is not a decision that I regret.